I'm
Okay, this
excited.
is an exclusive segment with Kay and Tay only because Tay likes to debate. I'm very opinionated. Something that's important right now: American privacy or political dignity.
Mm. Now, when you say that, what do you mean, ma'am?
What I mean is the House has voted to ban TikTok. I think the vote was 50-0, and the vote has moved to the Senate. So the bill is it could ban TikTok in the US if its China-based owner ByteDance refuses to divest the social media app. So the point of the bill is to fight against Chinese spyware, which our American government believes may be a negative influence on the upcoming presidential election. So right now, the bill had widespread support from both sides of the aisle. Some people in both parties opposed it. The future of the bill in the Senate is less clear, although it passed through the House. Many lawmakers are evaluating if it violates First Amendment rights. And both presidents seem to be in favor of banning TikTok, but former President Trump reversed his support in recent days. Influencers are, of course, pushing back on banning the app because a lot of people have businesses on TikTok, and we talk about this all the time on this show. You have to own your stuff as a creator. When you put your stuff on someone else's platform, it's still yours. You have to take ownership of it. Put it in your hard drive, on your website. Don't let yourself just be a TikToker or a YouTuber. You have to have personal branding. But back to this ban, what they're trying to do is force the owner to switch over so that it's no longer owned by the Chinese company ByteDance. And if they don't do that, then they're seeking to ban the app in the US because they don't know what they're doing with the US users' information. They, I guess, are led to believe it is spyware.
Mm. You know, so also to for a second, the vote in the House was 352 to 65. 352 Congress people said yes to this. Partisan support for a bill, that's probably the most uncoerced bipartisanship that I think we in this country have had in a long time from an issue. Gun violence hasn't caused. Voting rights hasn't had this kind of support from both parties. The simple act of funding the government has not had this level of unassisted bipartisanship before. So you might be thinking, oh man, this is really nice. Oh man, we're agreeing on something. Problem is, I don't know. I feel like both parties are doing it for different reasons. I feel like Democrats are doing it because they feel, and I think Republicans are doing it because both they think China might, interfere in the election, but also I think they're more afraid of the fact that TikTok has been a platform to like rally against Republicans, because TikTok is like the refuge of Gen Z, and you know they're afraid of that being like a mobilization like app. They're afraid of young people and TikTok. They're
Well,
like, yeah.
hold that. Some lawmakers are raising concerns that banning an app that is popular with young people in election year could create political problems. So there are people on both sides of the fence with that.
Yeah. You know,
okay, so
I
we have
feel
to
like
answer.
if you're go ahead.
Go ahead and say your point, and then I'll ask the question again.
Well, my main point really is just that, yeah, you're right, because this is going to hurt this is going to hurt a lot of young support of some of these politicians, especially the ones that voted no. I'm sorry, especially the ones that voted yes. Like, that's going to hurt y'all in the long run, because you getting rid of TikTok is not a good reason to vote for you, especially when young people have feel like they have like more pressing matters, quite frankly.
Okay, so in reference to pressing matters, what's more important right now, American privacy or political dignity? This question is pointed at for not only the people, but for the government. Like, for you, do you think the government is prioritizing American privacy or political dignity more? And on the opposite side, which do you think is more important for the people?
I think they're prioritizing dignity more than actual real policy. Give the image that they're attempting to do something, but I don't think they're actually doing anything. This is one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, we're going to pretend like we're doing something. We're going to ban TikTok. That's going to, take off all the accusations of us not doing it. But like at the same time, it's also, you're still not really doing much of anything. Because it's not like TikTok was the only avenue. Like you have to do more than just ban TikTok to really counteract Chinese hacking. Like, not to mention, Facebook was bad when it came to, white supremacy. Like, you're not doing anything to regulate Facebook. You're not doing anything to regulate the white supremacy on X that's been growing. Like, you're not trying to fix anything else. You're just trying to ban TikTok for your own sense of dignity. It just seems so crazy to me. That's all. Like priorities are just wrong right now.
Oh, yeah. So I think for the government, American privacy is not the most important thing. I think they're trying to frame it as though they don't want, Chinese spyware buying and selling users' information, and, like as if it's in the benefit of the people who use the app. I don't think that's true. Like, if it were, they would have already done this. I think they have made this a priority in the context of the presidential election to protect political dignity. In the last presidential election, there was a lot of speculation about whether or not Russia interfered. There was lots of legal action going forth about stopping that and slowing that and addressing that, and it seemed to have not had a conclusion. So it's like, we don't want a round two of this from another foreign party. So I think they're just trying to protect American political aesthetics and to keep some control over how power is taken in our country. So I think what's more important right now for the government is political dignity, and what's more important for the people is American privacy, because frankly, there aren't a lot of cybersecurity laws about what happens with our information with apps in the US that are owned by United States companies. For example, Meta, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Google, who uses our information in so many ways that we don't even know about, is constantly buying and selling our information for artificial intelligence to sell us more products. So I think American privacy is more important to the American citizen versus political dignity is important to the politician, especially at this critical time of a power transition. Now, should those two, should we be more aligned in those interests? Maybe we should be more concerned about political dignity in a time of power transition, because that transition is a vulnerable time. But I feel we're kind of shifting into an attitude of we kind of need to keep our own best interests. Like, it's hard to have a communal attitude when I feel like I don't really know how to express, but where there are a lot of capitalistic attitudes and sort of like all in it for themselves. Like we're very much in an individualistic attitude about things right now. And it's all about keeping certain groups up and certain groups out. And if you're out, there's no way to get in. I don't know. I hope I didn't go too far off base with that, but I definitely think right now they're prioritizing political dignity over American privacy. The benefit for this then is not really to the American. It's for the system, a system that isn't benefiting the American as much as it should.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, the politicians have shown they just don't want to most of the time. So, whatever, I guess.
Whatever. You're watching and listening to Poetry Slam with Bellz
And TayDZ.
Yes, we go live with our co-host Napoleon B-Mite every Friday night, so definitely tune in to watch and listen to us talk about current things and share some poems. So right now, what's current is Kate Middleton is missing, or is she? The royal family could very well be hiding that woman, and we just cannot get the resources to even look for her. Of course, there are lots of conspiracy theories because the royal family is so huge, so powerful, and so private. And of course, we can only hope that she does not meet the fate of a Princess Diana, who lost her life trying to escape from the surveillance, the pressure, and the power of not just the paparazzi, but just living in that family. So, Tay, one main reason people are suspecting that Kate Middleton, the wife of, what's his name? The Prince William. Yeah, so she's
Prince Charles. No, not Prince Charles. I'm sorry.
It's Prince William.
Yeah, you're right.
It's Prince William, Prince Harry, Meghan. Okay, so Kate hasn't been seen in public since several weeks before she reportedly underwent abdominal surgery, a fact that first made the internet alarmed and then later very amused. People have been suspecting that she had a cosmetic operation like a tummy tuck. I highly doubt she had anything done to her body because she's skinny. Like, she's already skinny. Like, there's not a lot to take or add. Like, her frame is like, she's an ideal already. So I don't think she got a tummy tuck because she doesn't have much tummy to tuck. So if she did have abdominal surgery, that leads me to believe she's, suffering from an illness, and hopefully she recovers. And they're just not being very outright with the information because, one, they're private, and two, maybe they just want to know the outcome before they report anything. But what is intensifying conspiracy theories about Kate is that there are highly questionable photos that have made their way to the public. Adobe's stock, of course, soared because one picture was so heavily and amateurishly photoshopped that multiple photo agencies, including the AP and Reuters, issued a kill notice for it. So I don't think I have this photo like already pulled up. Maybe you can pull it up on your end, Tay. But the little differences in this picture, of this Photoshop picture, I would have not thought it was Photoshopped. I think people are suspecting she was photoshopped into the picture. I mean, at least that's what I believe. I think they photoshopped her into the picture to make it look like she was present. And then she issued a statement, talking about, yes, I photoshopped my pictures too, and I'm not very good at it. But I don't even think she wrote that statement. I think the whole thing is like a hoax to make it seem like she's active. And she's not. Yeah. So there's a brief timeline of what we know about Kate's work.
I'm trying to figure out how they could tell it's Photoshop.
Well, if you have the picture pulled up, share your screen so we can all look at it. But so far, what do you think of the situation?
Oh, yeah. Silly,
I think here in America we don't quite grasp.
Okay, people care.
Well, she's not regular. Like, she's royal, and she's in the royal family. I think in America we don't quite grasp like what a big deal the royal family is, and like how powerful they really are, and their influence, because that's not a part of our culture. But like, her not being present is a big deal. Like for them, it would be like the vice president like going missing on our end. It would be like, oh my gosh, Kamala doesn't, like, where is she? We would just want to know, like, where is she? But I think what would be more impactful is if Beyonce like went missing. Because Beyonce, she like, her fans started a religion bayism for her. So if Beyonce went missing, I think that would kind of be our more like closer to our equivalent, like socially. Like, oh my gosh, our icon is gone. Yeah, so this is the picture, and like sort of where her hair is, and like the boy's arm. People were saying that spot is photoshopped. They were also saying that hand where the girl is photoshopped. And like near the girl's hair, like near her, I guess left shoulder, like that's photoshopped as well. I mean, that hand looks really crazy.
Oh,
like
it does?
To me, it does. Crazy. Like, it looks upside down. Yeah, like the arrangement of Kate's hair. Wow, you're so zoomed in. Okay. You've lost control. You've lost
I've
control.
lost full control.
Yeah, like the daughter's hair, like on her shoulder. People think that's Photoshop.
Not gonna lie to you, it would have fooled me.
I feel like you can't even. You're not even. That's not the spot I'm talking about. Like you're not. It's the other shoulder, Tay.
This one?
The other shoulder, Tay. The left. That one. They're saying that's Photoshop.
This is what I was on. I was on this one.
Not
Yeah,
that.
I'm not.
Slide it toward Kate, please.
Oh my goodness! I will see. This is what happens.
Slide it toward Kate. Yeah, that shoulder. Okay, now on Kate's side, they're saying where her hair is, where it's like blue and sweater. That's photoshopped.
It is.
That's what people suspect.
Maybe like right here, maybe. I wouldn't tell. So, at least not at first glance.
I'm not even looking at pictures that hard, but you know, people really put this family under a microscope, and they're saying her photo was photoshopped, and that she's missing, and that she didn't really issue a statement at all. Like, you know, there's just lots of rumor and conjecture and conspiracy theory about her whereabouts because she has not been seen. So, what do you think? What do you think's the most likely story? That, yeah, she's in the picture, she just photoshopped it. No, the royal family produced that picture. Yes, she's missing. No, she's not missing. No. What's the thought?
She's not missing. She's at home, resting. Not being in the public eye because she's part of the royal family. Don't really have that much power. The royal family are figureheads. They're symbols. They don't really have jobs per se. You know?
They do receive a salary. And they're icons.
Like, yeah, but like the Obamas have more jobs right now than the royal family.
They gotta work now. They're out the White House. Like it's like that's the job.
Yeah. But see, like the royal family doesn't really have power. That's sort of the whole point of their current constitution. And, you know, we put so much stock into them, but sometimes it's just okay for the royal family to just not be around and take a rest. But they know how rabid their fans are. So it's like they have to kind of put out a picture, I guess, of Kate Middleton being happy. So, you know, sorry, Kate Middleton fans. That was probably a Photoshop. And I'm sure she's at home resting. I like to think that the royal family aren't camp family. Granted, I don't know.
You said you hope they're not cannibals. I mean, I hope she wasn't eating either.
Yeah, you know, me too.
I mean, honestly, the whole idea of her going missing reminds me of Tiffany from Issa Rae's Insecure. So Tiffany Du Bois was the character. She was like the blonde Barbie black girl in the friend group. And she was, of the friends, she was the only one who was in a serious relationship. Like the other girlfriends, they were still trying to figure their stuff out. But Tiffany, she was engaged, and then later on she gets married, and she's the first to get pregnant, like of the friend group. And the other girls, you know, Issa, she's still dating around. Molly, she's still dating, and Kelly, she's still hoeing. Kelly's just hoeing. But anyway, so Tiffany, after she has her baby, she gets and she just disappeared.
Well,
So a part of me feels, well, maybe Kate is going through that. Like, she just has to disappear because she doesn't know what else to do. You know, she feels like she does not know how to talk about it, or does not have the energy to just like confront the public with it. So yeah, maybe Kate is having a Tiffany moment. She just needs to get away.
A Tiff.
Yeah,
Okay.
a Tiffany moment.
Well, yeah. Everyone needs a break sometimes. Everyone needs a break. I feel like that's the best thing to do for her sake, because she definitely deserves that. Oh my gosh, that media for the royal family is insane. If Princess Diana had a break, she might still be here.
Couple goals. Light skin love. That's your Steph and Aisha right there. It's like,
they're very light.
okay.
Oh my goodness.
So it's about that time.
That's major light skin over there.
Major light skin. Wow. You know, Steph Curry released a children's book. It's about
what?
Like not giving up on yourself, like gaining self-confidence. You didn't know about it?
I didn't know about that. Thanks, Steph.
I think he was on a popular talk show recently. Yeah, like he has.
Really?
Hold on, I'm just gonna show you like one. It looks like he has a series, to be honest, but I don't want you to laugh. Like don't laugh when you see it, because the girl on it is not light skinned like them.
Okay. I'm not.
That's one of Steph Curry's books. You laughed.
No, I laughed because you said that. You set me up, because you sat there and you're like, no laughing at them. You set me up.
All right. Okay, so this week I wondered if I was depressed, because I was just feeling very down, but I felt like there wasn't anything that was triggering me to feel down. It kind of just happened. And I wasn't really enjoying the things that I typically enjoy, like wanting to watch a show. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to, do the things that I would typically look forward to, like, I don't know, like going to meetings to like pursue my goals, or like just things that I really wanted for a long time. I didn't even want to take steps toward it. It was like, why do I even feel like this? Why am I having like such negative thoughts about even the positive things that are going on in my life? It's like, at first I was thinking, well, maybe it's just a habit. Like I instantly just think of the worst case scenario, and I just have a bad habit of talking myself out of things. But I started to wonder if I was depressed, because even when I wasn't actively having negative thoughts, I still felt bad. I still felt like, I just don't want to participate. So, have you ever felt that way? You just don't want to participate in the week?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've many times felt like, I can't. It's not even a specific place. It's just here, in this metaphysical realm right now. Don't feel like being here, because I don't know. Just tired. I'm tired. So yeah, I've felt that before. I felt it many times.
So you already know I'm scribbling a last minute poem.
Oh, I know. I'm fully aware. Keep scribbling.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try to do a B mic and riff this because I did not write poems for the show. But I do want to write a poem inspired by going missing because B Mike has actually teased me a few times on the show for going missing. If you're a friend of mine, you know that I've got ghosting in my reputation. You know, I suddenly become an apparition and then I make my appearance. So, but when I go away, it's really because I don't feel like dealing with anything or anybody. It's like I just have to shut some things off. And I think I want to just address and a riff a little bit of like where I go when I go missing. So it's gonna be a shorty. And let me put you to the put you in the audience. Oh, and I have to turn off the music. See, in moments like this, I miss B-Mike because he is really smooth with that. Okay. When I go missing, I'm in my wonderland. Boogie Wonderland. Bellz Wonderland. Talking to my imaginary man about all of our vacation plans. When I go missing, I am walking around my house, having fun, and dreaming about all of the things I want to dream of and not having nightmares about all the things I left undone. When I go missing, I stay in bed as long as I want, and I don't feel guilty about it at all. As a matter of fact, I like not talking to anyone because I'm in my Bell's Wonderland for as long as I can stand until I have to make an appearance again. Where do I go when I go missing? I think for a long time that's going to remain a mystery, even to me. And it's one that I like to enjoy. Okay, Bellz. Okay, let's do Solidify.
Good.
I need to bring that snap energy right now.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that's what you called it. I didn't know you had a name for it. All I knew was that at some points in history, you just fall off the face of the earth, and we got to like send out like so. You know, next time that happens, and you decide you want to go to Bell's Wonderland, put up the do not disturb sign. That way I'll know you're at least in the house.
That's the
part
of the fun. It's an escape. When a prisoner escapes, they don't say where they're going.
You're a prisoner now? What in the world?
But like a part of the escape is the freedom of electing whether or not to be found. Like if you can be found, you can be captured. You can be put under restriction. So allowing myself to be locatable sort of degrades my wonderland. Like the bottom line is, it's freedom, no responsibilities.
Oh, see, but there's a difference between having a break from people and going on witness protection program. You trying to go on the witness protection program, talking about, I don't know when I'm gonna be back. You know, don't wait for me though. Like, but also, actually, no. See, even that would have been, hey, okay. It was a good point.
Thank you. Yeah, you better stop right there because you don't have to be my.
But next time, I don't feel like having a call. I can do ugly. It's not about me. Anyway, that was a great poem, K Bellz. Want to know what's going to also be great? This little segment of what I like to call she didn't hear what I said. I said, what's next is a segment I like to call
Poetry News.
You didn't even hit the song. Okay. You know what?
Be my song. I can't hit Be My Song. You know how upset he will be if I hit his song.
Man.
Without him here. He may never come back.
Sorry about that. That was the spirit of Be My right there.
I did. That's the tone in which he ends it. Poetry News. That's what he does. But to do his po, you know how he gets.
Well, I did it this time. It's not poetry news without a po. So, folks, welcome to Poetry News. Now, for all the people listening who are part of the gig economy, think all you Uber drivers, all you Lyft cabbies, all you Instacarters and Door Dashers, stuff is hard. And even when a city actually tries to help you, it sounds like the companies will make sure they don't. So Minneapolis signed a bill. The city council signed a bill it's basically saying that they are going to make being like an Uber/Lyft driver or like any driver like that, basically make it into a job that deserves minimum wage. And so Uber and Lyft threatened to pull out of Minneapolis and saying that the bill is not good, it's not right, it should be against the law, it's illegal. So, I mean, yeah, those jobs are based on tips. But I think we, as Americans, people who come to America seem so flabbergasted by tips. They're like, what the heck even is this? Why am I paying there for them? So foreign people just get so confused by our tipping culture, and there are people trying to fight against that, but it's hard because these companies don't want that to happen. So, K Bellz, do you think gig workers, especially the ones who drive around, have to maintain their own car, do you think they deserve minimum wage paid by these companies?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you should pay somebody more than $2 or $3 to do a job. Yeah. Absolutely. Especially under the circumstances where these apps don't even suggest to the customer to tip a substantial amount to make up the difference. On those apps, like they'll suggest a tip of like $6 or $7 to match the app's $5. So you have to drive somebody like 5 miles for for $12 and you've already had to drive 2 miles to get to them. It doesn't add up. So yeah, I'm pro working person. I definitely think that these apps need to pay people a minimum wage in addition to encouraging their customers to tip, because then the tip amount that they suggest, like the $3 or $4, in addition to the minimum wage, well, look, now you're making at least $20 per gig. Like if you're making $15 an hour, right, and you only do 2 rides in an hour, and each person tips $4, okay, now you're up to $38. You make $38 in an hour, and you're making a living, and the whole purpose in suggesting paying people a minimum wage is so that they can substantially make a living from these apps. People already do that, but it's like at some things you have to work so hard at it, and you have to put so many hours into it just to get by. In my opinion, making a minimum wage for the app will actually allow people to make a living from it more successfully. And it shouldn't be on the consumer to completely cover the person who's driving them, to completely cover their salary like that, especially when the app shouldn't suggest it per se, but it's like, the burden shouldn't be on the consumer. It should be on the app, because the app needs to pay the people who are providing the service for their app to exist. So, I think it is appropriate to tip somebody who is serving you a few dollars. If you're a person who tips generously, that is very awesome. However, it's not fair for the company to not foot enough of the bill, or try to what did they say? Rob Peter to pay Paul, sort of thing. Peter would be the consumer, and Paul would the driver, the people working for the apps, the gig workers. So, I don't think the tipping culture needs to go away. It's awesome. A lot of appreciation to people who do tip, and much more appreciation to people who tip generously, especially for people who work jobs like that where they have to use their own resources, like a car, their own tools. If you do like TaskRabbit, if you're walking dogs, you have to use your own leashes, whatever. But I definitely think these companies get over on the workers for their app and not paying them a base salary. So I think it's a good move, just so that people can make a living, just so it's not just a hustle, especially for the people who work enough hours for it to be more than a hustle.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I really just feel like overall people just deserve to live normally. I feel, we did this whole thing of convenience, like, oh, I can just order from my phone. Like we're doing things from convenience, but now it's like we don't want to, not everyone's going to tip, and it's like, dag, why can't these companies just give some type of, how you put it, just do something nice, do something that benefits your user base. Just pay them 15. You already millionaires, billionaires, bro. Like, just give them.
How about you charge the consumer a fee to use your app?
Go ahead and leave.
How about that? For example, when you get a service like Instacart, there's an Instacart fee. Like kind of like when you buy concert tickets, you know they tack on a bunch of fees at the end, like you have to pay for the
I
venue
thought.
sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of times when you use these apps, like delivery fee,
Mm-mm.
like you're paying the app to use it.
Mm-hmm. You know, but they've been trying to get rid of those fees, you know, those like processing service fees. They've been trying to like reduce them or get rid of them for ages now.
But I'm just saying the app makes sure they get paid,
They
and they
just haven't gotten
always
around,
get paid.
or they haven't been able to do it yet so far. Always. Always. Without fail. Come on. But yeah. That. Ooh, me. Worked me to bone, but I'm still here. That was poetry news, y'all. Look, do what you gotta do. You know, do what you gotta do to make your money. But don't let nobody take advantage of you. All right, don't let anyone take advantage of you in this world. So,
Okay. Yeah, absolutely, Tay. And I'm going to share my pushing positivity poem. This is going to be another riff. So I'm going to do my best to get my B mic on and riff this. We turn off this music. Okay. Pushing positivity to stay away from negative thinking because I'm trying to focus so much more on flourishing. Yes, flourishing. And I don't mean just looking up at the clouds or sunray watching or singing to myself about all of the things that I've spent hours reminiscing about, like orange durag and all the funny random moments I once had with my friends. I'm talking about talking to people who bring some light into my life, talking to the people who allow me to spill out all of the negative things out. I'm talking about pushing positivity into me because I'm done with all of the negative speak that takes me from my happiness. I am in a phase of protecting my joy because life is all about having a good experience in our short time period. Okay, Bellz.
if I could snap better, I would. Okay, Bells. Sounds like you've been pondering the, let's say, friendship. Let's say, it sounds like tonight you've been pondering two opposites: being alone with your thoughts and being within the group with others and their thoughts.
Oh, yeah. I guess I have been. I'm going through a phase, you know, and I'm still trying to work on being a storyteller poet. It's been a tough process. However, I do want to use my poetry to be more open about who I am, be more creative, and give people an experience, not just as my identity, but of my experiences.
Mm.
So, y'all know I love some social media drama. I like the mess that influencers get into. I love the stuff that users get into. And lately, I saw a TikTok video of a girl, and I'm just wondering, should she have minded her business? Tay will have to be the judge of this.
Mm-hmm.
if your fiance just went on his bachelor trip to Las Vegas and was at the MGM Wet Republic pool yesterday, Sunday, March 9th, he cheated on you. And also, I went to test the waters because I wanted to find out his Instagram so that I could DM you. And so I went over and I just said like, hi, like, where are you from, whatever. And he was super flirty and didn't. And I said, oh, are you the one getting married? And he said, supposedly, something like that. Their entire group was wearing pink hats. And I have his Instagram. I don't want to like out him in case I get like sued or I don't know. But if you think that this could be you, message me or comment and I'll send you his Instagram and you can tell me. Yeah, that's all. His name rhymes with Cat Sadams. So, I hope it wasn't you, but he cheated on you.
Okay, so this girl was outing some guys, or a guy, Matt Adams, for cheating on his fiance during his bachelor party in Vegas. So was she right or wrong for going on TikTok to put him on blast and inform his soon-to-be wife about his shenanigans?
I think she didn't need to do. Yes, the wife needs to know. And I guess in that respect, sure. But man, someone else named Cat Sadams in trouble. Nah, I mean, honestly.
His name is Matt Adams. Like, it's already been found out. And you know what?
Uh-huh.
It already got out of hand because people were typing in Matt Adams on TikTok and, like, you know, messaging guys named Matt Adams on social media, you know, trying to investigate, are you the guy? And, you know, the partners of some of these guys, the women have been like, stop messaging, you know, my boyfriend, my significant other, whoever, because he's not the person you're looking for. Matt Adams is a very common name. There are a lot of them, and a lot of them got messages during this investigation this girl incited.
Not to mention, how does she even know that's his real name? If he's willing to cheat, then he's willing to lie to you about his name. Come on now. Matt Adams? Hey, my name is Steven Smith.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Who's to say that he told her his real name? She did follow up this video with some receipts. She did have a video of herself in the pool with him. And, you know, she points him out in her video saying, you know, that's the guy with the pink hat and that's me. Just so you know, I'm not making this up. You know, I'm like on the other side of the pool. So this is so far proven to be a true story. She was really there. She really did see this guy. A lot of people have been saying, girl, you should have minded your business. And a lot of people have been saying, yeah, I agree with you. You're a girl's girl. And she's been saying, yeah, I am a girl's girl. And I would do this again. Because if it were me, I would want somebody to tell me. Now, as K-Bellz, if it were me, I want somebody to tell me too. Because I would just feel like, well, she has no reason to lie. Like, if I'm not a famous person and they're talking about my fiance on social media, I would be like, well, she has no reason to lie. And you have every reason to be this debaucherous. Like, I expected more from you. Now, are you going to lie to me about this? And if you do, that is, you know, more reason for me to not go through with the wedding, because it's one thing if you make a mistake, and it's another thing if you lie about your mistake after being confronted about the mistake. Like, you know when the gig is up.
Yeah, no, like, you know, look, out any cheaters you find, please. But by all means, if the guy's a cheater, anyone really, if they're a cheater, throw him to the wolves. They're not worth anything. They're for the streets. Um,
He was for the pool, and a lot of people feel like he should have drowned. It's like, but
well,
people were feeling like, well, this is how people get unalive.
they,
Sent people after this man. Like, so, people are like, yeah, she should have minded her business. And other people are feeling that she wasn't really working in the best interest of the woman in the relationship. They felt, well, why would you take this to TikTok? Obviously you're just trying to get attention and you're trying to go viral. So what do you think of her approach to it? Like, this isn't somebody she knew at all. This was a stranger, no way to contact them besides on the internet. Do you think just this was a good Samaritan move and she used her resources well? Or if you don't know these people, you don't need to put their business on social media and involve yourself like this if that's the way to do it.
I think she did it for a little bit of both. I think she wanted to be helpful, but I think she also was like, "Oh, this might do some numbers." I don't know, because there really isn't any other way to send out an anonymous APB for a cheater outside of just going on social media and going, "Hey, yeah, this guy over here is a cheater." There's really not many other ways you can do that. So still, I don't know. It's a little weird. So,
I mean, honestly, I don't think she was wrong. Okay, so what?
I don't either.
So what? She had a viral moment. I mean, she didn't really gain anything from it. I mean, maybe she got 5 seconds of fame, but also thinking about all the people who were in her comment box criticizing her, talking about she should have minded her business. I just feel like she didn't do anything wrong here. I think it was a good use of the technology. And really, who's in the wrong is the cheater. Like, let's just remember this man was outside. He was outside in a pool. Like, his entire friend group knew he was getting married. Like, he's in a very committed relationship. He's about to make a lifetime promise. And there he is being unfaithful to his soon-to-be wife. So it's like, you're not really cheating in private. You're publicly cheating. The only person who's not there is your bride-to-be. So did she spill the beans?
But also, if it was a bachelor party or a bachelorette party, they do that stuff all the time. So I guess it really just depends on your tolerance level for what your fiance does at a bachelor or bachelorette party.
True. I mean, you know what? There's also a thing of, we don't know the circumstances of their relationship. What if they're in an open relationship? What if they had a conversation like, you know what? For our bachelorette nights, all bets are off. No, that's our last hurrah. You know what I'm saying? What if they're swingers? Like, you don't know the situation. You don't know their relationship dynamic. So she could have put them out.
Yeah, you're right.
And caused problems for them.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I guess I can see where her heart was. Maybe a bit much, but I can see where her heart was. So I can't really diss her for that.
I'm not going to diss her either. Instead, I'm going to diss you in this slam. We're about to go. That's right. The prompt is an interaction between two movie characters that was memorable. And we're doing this in honor of a new movie coming out. What's it called, Tay?
The American Society
That is
of
absolutely
Natural
right. If you haven't heard of it, it's about a young man gets recruited into a secret society of magical black people who dedicate their lives to making white people's lives easier. Although initially enamored with his new powers, he begins to question the value of using supernatural means to do the very thing he's felt obligated to do his whole life. This movie just came out today. The director is Kobe Libby. Libby. I'm not really sure how to say his name, but he's a light skinned black man, you know, very Drake esque in the face. Okay. So, yeah, once again, it's a comedy fantasy. Just in case you want to check that out. But once again, the prompt is an interaction between two movie characters that was memorable. I'll go first.
Mm-hmm.
Let me cut this track. Okay, I wanted to go first, but I'm now realizing that this interaction was not between two characters. Oh my gosh! Okay. Pull up in the hoopty with rollers in my head. If I see Smokey, I might shoot him dead. They call me Big Big Worm. If you say my name wrong, I'ma pop him on his head. It's Friday. I'ma get paid every Friday. Smokey, where my money at? I'ma get paid today. Okay, Bellz. That was kind of a little bit of a rap, but you caught that vibe. Go Tay.
Oh my goodness. Good grief. All right. All right, Big Worm. Think I'm going to be over here about to squirm? You know, it might be Friday, but your verses need to end because they weak. I mean, I ain't really listened to anything you tried to speak into existence. You know, sun up to sundown. You know, all around town. Nothing I can even say about all my work days. I ain't got ish to do except rain down hard upon you, TayDZ.
Hey. Okay, Tay. So that was our slam tonight. Thank you so much to all of our fans for tuning in, watching, and listening to us talk about some hot pop culture topics and recite some poetry. Definitely follow us on all social media, Poetry Slam. Our handles are the same things as our names. So if you want to catch more episodes on another late Friday night, follow us. We'll be back again next Friday. You were listening to Poetry Slam with Bellz
And TayDZ.
Good night.